This story is about a fisherman and his greedy wife. So there was a fisherman long time ago, and this fisherman used to live with his wife and daughter. And his first wife was very nice person. But God also need the nice person, so God always take the nice persons first. So when her daughter was very little, like around 15, 16, well, not so little, well, like 15, 16, but not 18. That time her mother died due to certain disease. And then the fisherman was extremely sad, but fisherman had to go all day fish, and he also had some farms and cows, so he had to take care of them. So he really didn't have time to take care of the home or do some cooking for the fish he bought at night time from he used to catch the fish, then sell them on the market, and come home at night time with few fishes in it. And then he used to work in his own farm as well. So there was like not much time left for him to do the cooking. And the girl used to do as much as she could with taking care of the house and the farm and taking care of everything else. So they do needed another person with two more hands, just like her mother was there to do the housework. So the everyone suggested the fisherman to get remarried, and which he did. And his new wife was extremely greedy, and she was very evil too. So first thing she did is she used to make the daughter do all the housework and do not give her anything. But then the new wife had a daughter of her own. She was also getting remarried, so her daughter was same age as this fisherman's daughter. So they thought that it'll be good, they will be two sisters, and they, since for both of them it was their second marriage. So the new wife, she only gave good food and good things to her own daughter, and treated the stepdaughter very badly. She didn't feed her, didn't clothe her. Used to, the mother daughter made her a maid. So she worked all day in the farm and the home. At night time she used to get very tired, and she used to pray to God, but she never complained to her father, because she knew that her father was equally miserable like her, and he was working all day. But only two-person was enjoying the life, was the stepmother and the stepsister. But she just prayed to God to protect them, even though they were evil, but she was extremely nice to everyone. So one day stepmother just had just about enough with her stepdaughter, and she thought, like, let's get rid of her, and then we can my daughter can inherit everything what this old man has. As soon as we kill the old man, we'll get everything. So she told this fisherman that, okay, tonight you need to take our daughter and take her to the forest and put her there, and don't bring her. But he was very sad because this was his only child. But she said, no, you do it or I'm leaving. So he took the daughter to the forest, and while leaving her, he was extremely sad. So gave her some food, and he cried and he said, see, I have no choice. It's your stepmother wanted me to leave you here for a tiger and lion to eat you. So I am so sorry, but I have no choice. So she hugged her father, and then she said, don't cry, father. It's okay. I'll be safe here. You don't need to worry, because the The forest animals are actually good. Why they should hurt me? I haven't done any harm to them. So then the father went with home with tear eyes, but the daughter stayed under a tree, and as night came, it got extremely cold. So father gave her some food and some matches to light a fire in case it gets too cold, and gave her some clothes and blankets. Father was actually very kind hearted and nice, but he was under the influence of the new mother, and was sort of like Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, you know. So father had, well, he did have choice, but he chose to be afraid, and so he gave her some clothes and blankets and food, whatever money he had he provided for her, and he said, I will come back tomorrow, check on you, and I'll bring more things for you. So just stay alive here, just keep a fire running so forest animal will not come and eat you, and later as day progresses I will build you a little cottage here, but just hang in there and stay alive. Daughter said, do not worry, father, God will take care of me, you don't need to worry. God decides who lives and who dies. It's not up to our hand. So you just go and live in your home and be happy and do not worry about me. So then father went home and she started a fire, and she was sitting there. As she was sitting there, and then she started eating her food, and she saw it from little far away. A big tiger was looking at her, and she said to the tiger, oh, Mr. Tiger, are you hungry? Well, you can eat me if you wish. I'm skinny as bones, but here I'm eating some bread. If you want to share. And then she threw the bread at the tiger, and tiger came and ate the bread, and tiger was himself very scared to see a little girl so brave that she wasn't even afraid of the tiger. She was so brave. So the tiger ate the bread, and then little bit later she saw the tiger came back with huge salmon fishes, and she was like, oh, Mr. Tiger, where did you get all these salmon fishes? And he just laid it in front of her, and she cooked those salmon pieces on the fire she started, and then she ate some and gave some to the tiger. And then she lay down under the tree and tried to sleep with her blanket and everything. And little bit later she saw the tiger came and sat next to her, and she wasn't afraid or anything. She was sleeping, and the tiger was literally covering her, and she slept the whole night. And next night it was extremely cold, so morning time the fisherman came and gave some whatever he had, foods and things, to her, and he was extremely sorry, but he was also surprised to see that she's still alive. And then the tiger was watching from far away but didn't come near the fisherman. Then the fisherman gave her some food and some fishes in a basket for her to make and eat, and he said, as time goes by, as I can gather some money, I will make you a beautiful cottage, my little girl. Just don't worry, but I cannot keep you in home because she will be very angry and hit me. So she said, don't worry, father, I'm just fine here. All the forest animals are my friend, because she was extremely kind and nice person. Even wild animal couldn't hurt her. So then she cooked the fish which her father bought, and she gave it to the tiger little bit, and then she ate little bit, and then she went to look for more twigs, and the tiger was with her bringing the twigs. Nighttime, it was extremely cold, so then she saw this old man just appeared from nowhere. And this old man was, he said, "Oh, are you hungry? Oh my God." And he was so old and he was shivering in cold. So she said, "What is your name?" And then the old man says his name is Old Man Winter. So she made a space for him with some rocks, and she let him sit, and the blankets and the clothes her father gave, she gave all the blankets and clothes and everything to the old man while she was sitting shivering. And this huge tiger was sitting next to her trying to protect her from the cold, and she was like almost going inside the tiger's body. Then the old man said to her, she gave all the fishes, all the food she had to the old man, and he ate it, and whatever left over, she gave it to the tiger, and he ate it, and whatever little bit was left, she just ate it. She didn't have much, but then the old man was still shivering, and then old man said, "I need to hug you. I'm shivering so much." So she went, and old man was hugging her very, very tight, and she was like frozen ice. And he said, "Are you scared of me? Do you think I am evil? Do you think I am bad? People want to get away from me." And she said, "No, you're beautiful. I'm a little cold, but it's okay." And then she was like appreciating the old man and his coldness. And as he was hugging her tight, she did not say anything. And this made the old man melt, and he became like a very handsome nice prince, because he was cursed because of his bad behavior. He was cursed that he will become old like that, and he will be extremely cold. And so it seemed like in that forest there is a witch, and she curses people. So anyway, the old man turned to a handsome prince, and he said he has lots of money and big palace, and he was cursed that any time a beautiful woman will love him, hug him, and will not feel any kind of rejection, give any kind of rejection, then just give a pure love from heart, and then you can become prince again. And same thing happened to the lion immediately became a beautiful handsome prince, because this lion was also this prince's friend, and both of them came to the forest, and there was this witch, and they did something to the witch, so that's why witch turned them to one lion, and another one is Old Man Winter. So then, next morning, they took that girl to their palace, and there was a very magnificent wedding. And then her father came there next morning, and before she left, she told the story to the father that she's going to live in his prince mansion, and she's going to be the princess. So then when he went home, his stepwife said, "So is the daughter dead yet? It's been 2 3 days she's there. Did you go check on her? Can you bring her body to me? Because I'm not satisfied until you bring her body." So the father said, "Okay, I'll bring you her body." So he went, and he told the daughter all this. Then the daughter said, "Oh, it's okay. I will come to ask for blessing from stepmother." So she came in the most beautiful carriage with the prince and his friend, and came with the most beautiful carriage, and with all the diamond gold jewelry. And when the stepmother, she came to ask for stepmother's blessing. When the stepmother saw it, she was so jealous. She's like, oh my god, I sent her in the forest to die, but she didn't die. She actually got all this money and jewelry and clothes and became a princess. So she, then the stepdaughter went home to her palace, and the next night she told her husband to take her own daughter and put her in the forest so that some prince will marry her, and made her the prince. She was so furious. She said, why didn't I think about this before? Why is my own daughter not a princess but your stepdaughter? I sent her to die in the forest, but in return she became so rich, a queen, a princess. So then this fisherman's stepdaughter did not want to go to the forest, and she lived all her life in luxury, and there was no way that she could handle the cold. So as she went, she was shivering, and the fisherman also mm, gave her the clothes and blanket and food as equally what he gave to his own daughter. Even though this was stepdaughter, but he still had very kindness in his heart towards his stepdaughter. So he gave everything and hoped for her to survive. And he said, I'm sorry your mother did this to you, and I'm sorry that I'm doing it listening to her, but you need to survive the night, so you start a fire. So he went away and he started a fire for her. But as she never did any housework, very lazy, didn't know what to do, so she didn't even bring any firewood or kept the fire going. And she didn't even know how to deal with this harsh weather or cold or winter. And then the witch appeared and she saw her, and the witch sent a big bear, and the bear came, and bear like doing all this screaming, and the girl got so scared she started screaming, shouting, and this made the bear so agitated. So the bear came to her and killed her. The next morning, when the fisherman came, he was so sorry to see the sight. The girl was frozen, dead, and the bear killed her. But bear didn't eat her, bear killed her. But his stepwife ordered him to bring my daughter to me, and I want to see her being the princess. So he brought the body, and when she saw the body, she started crying, crying, crying all over the place, and she just couldn't forgive herself. But then the fisherman said, like, I didn't want to say anything to you, but all this thing you caused it to yourself because of your greed and selfishness. And I think I have done a lot of evil things by listening to you. So now I will not stay with you anymore. You can go anywhere you wish, but we're not married anymore because of listening to you. I lost my own daughter, but his daughter was actually doing good in the palace, but still he had to leave her there in the forest. And then he lost his stepdaughter. She was dead because of this stepmother's evilness and her greed. So then the stepmother packed her things and went away, and the old fisherman was living there. But then the daughter, who became the princess slash queen, came and took her father. Said, no, father, you don't need to stay here, you come and stay with me. So he sold his farm and everything, and he lived in the palace with his daughter happily ever after. So, the moral for this story is if a person is nice and kind, the nice and kind thing has to happen to them. There's just no alternative. But if a person is evil, at the end of the day, evil things will happen to them. So, karma, the meaning of karma means our work. Karma means work. So, whatever work we do, we get rewarded for that or punishment for that. So, this is the moral of the story.